I don't like to usually talk about celebrities and they nonsense or what's going on in the media and shit like that. I don't find it that interesting unless they say something to do something, But I did come across, I guess, Jada Pinkett Smith did an interview or something and said some nonsense about. I want. Let me stop right there. Let me stop myself. Let me edit myself. It's not nonsense. It's how they feel. It's their relationship. But we all know the storied past of her and Will's relationship. But what she was saying was, Will, I guess, wasn't making her happy or bringing her happiness like he should or once was. And so she didn't feel it was his responsibility to do that, to bring her happiness. It's her responsibility to bring happiness in her life. And so she just like, I'll just step out. I'll go elsewhere. But I still want Will around. I like Will. We still like Will. And for all intents and purposes. For all intents and purposes, I feel like this, probably should have been a conversation had. Maybe decide, should we split? Should we do some counseling? Maybe all this was done. I don't know. They're a weird couple. Either way, she stepped out. And so I thought it was an interesting concept. It's not interesting. It's just, the thing is, I agree and disagree with the point being, that you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket when it comes to your significant other. Meaning that, they shouldn't be totally responsible for making you happy. But I do feel they should carry a lot of the load, especially if we're talking about relationships, which she was. I mean, that's kind of more or less the point of it, right? Is, you're with someone that makes you happy. And it's not their responsibility to make you happy, but they do make you happy. And if they're not making you happy, usually you have a conversation, go to some counseling, whatever, find out what the problem is. But also there is something to be said for, you also need to find happiness within yourself and bring happiness. I just don't, because she's saying, I don't think one person, it's his responsibility to make me happy. I'm going to go out and find another person that makes me happy. Isn't that kind of backwards? Not backwards, but it's hypocritical. You're like, or something. I don't know the word I'm looking for. Okay. But it's like, you're not making me happy. And I should not put my happiness should not all be on top of like one person. One person shouldn't be responsible for my happiness. So I'm going to step out on you and go find another person that will be responsible for my happiness. That doesn't make any sense at all. And I think that's a simple concept to understand. And I think most people would agree. Okay, yes, I understand the thought that you shouldn't put all your happiness into one person and make them responsible. I just feel like when you're married or you're in a relationship, I still think they should carry quite a bit of the load, right? You should be happy with that person. But also you should be doing some of the work as well. Because otherwise, there's going to be failure somewhere, whether within yourself or within the relationship. But it got me to thinking. I thought a little bit about myself, as I do sometimes. And how my I'll say it, my crazy psyche works. I don't know where I fit in on that ideology of like I'm saying out loud, this is what I think it should be. I'm just not sure how I've actually put it into practice in my own life. I don't know if I'm actually following what I say, Honestly, what happens with me sometimes, And if you listen to my last podcast, I think you hear a little bit about how I put on a hard, exterior, a front, I guess, to just guard myself to things, and which is a weird thing because I don't know if I've ever had a reason to guard. I guess anyway, whatever. But something, if I can go back and think, like, things have happened in my life that, like, something's going on in my life with a person or whatever, and I'm enjoying it and I like it and it makes me feel good and I'm happy about it. And then it gets taken away, or something happens, it stops, it's taken away, whatever, however that may be. I am upset about that, but it's almost, I get angry, and I get angry about not it being gone. I get angry at myself for allowing myself to be, to get comfortable with something, to get comfortable with having something. I get a little angry with, just allow myself, like, having something that makes me happy. I get mad that I let myself, I guess it is kind of like what she's saying, but that I let myself, let that thing make me really, really happy, and I got used to it. I get mad that I get used to that thing, or that person or whatever. I don't feel the need to jump around people like she is to find that, but I guess it is kind of what she did, but like, she's not getting mad at herself though. She's like, oh, well, you ain't making me happy no more. I'm gonna find somebody to make me August Alsina, whatever. I ain't have August. No, I was playing. But yeah, I get angry at myself for, I guess, for letting my guard down. I get angry at myself for letting my guard down. And I know that's what it is. I just get angry at myself for letting my guard down and enjoying something and getting used to something. And that's my own problems. That's my own issues. Like, you know how that is. But yeah. But anyway, yeah. Rich people, famous people be on some bullshit sometimes. Let's just be honest about it. I mean, especially that particular couple. Okay? That particular couple, they something else. But I don't know if they're both happy, I guess, and this is working for them. I guess I can't judge. So it is what it is. All right, this is the JC Weekly Podcast, episode 16, I believe. I'm gonna assume it's 16. I think it's 16. We're back at it again. Let me just, you know what? I'm gonna stop doing the socials, I think, because I just think it doesn't matter. I don't know, and I'm at a point, and I've said it multiple times here. I'm almost at the point of just walking away from social media. Can we talk about Instagram for a second, by the way? Can we talk about Instagram for a second? Here's why recently I have not wanted to spend a lot of time on Instagram. Okay. At first, when I was like, I started really watching the reels and whatnot, they were funny and shit like that. And it really entertained me. I'd do it before I went to sleep, which is probably the worst time to do it. But either way, do it before I went to sleep. Have a good old time. This kikiing up in the bed, just laughing and shit. Let me tell you, I don't know what type of algorithm that Instagram is using, but I could be going through something in my life and not say a word about it out loud, and I don't look it up. I don't type it nowhere. It's just all mental. It's just, that algorithm will push the reels to me that pinpoint in exactly what is going on in my life. And it starts giving me, like, advice. And, hey, is this happening in your relationship? Blah, blah, blah. Is this what's going on? Is this how you feel? And now I'm stopping to look at this shit. And so now it's all I see. I'm like, all right, this is going to be too much. This is getting to be too much. I'm here for a good time. I'm here to laugh. I'm not here to remember my problems, remember my issues. but somehow Instagram knows what I got, knows about what's going on with me. Instagram's like, let me tell you something about you that you don't know. You know, it's the wildest thing. How I'll open, like, I'll have a thought sitting on the couch, open Instagram 5 minutes later, and it's something that's right exactly about that exact thought. And it's telling me, it's giving me advice. Mm-mm. 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 That's the devil at work. Mm-mm. Not today, Satan. Mm-mm. No, sir. We're not doing that. It's crazy. And I don't know. It's kind of like the whole thing. People always say, "Oh, you're talking to a friend, and you say out, say to them, oh, I'm in the market for like a rocking chair or some shit like that." And then you go on your phone, and the first thing you fucking see is them targeted ads for a rocking chair. The phone's listening. Is it listening to me think? Is it listening to my heart, my emotions, my feelings? Has it gotten that involved with me? How's it doing it? Somebody tell me. But social media is crazy. But yeah. We might as well. You know what? We're gonna make this an episode just talking about these famous people. Because also out there, I don't know if you've seen it. Brandy. Stop me if you've seen it. Brandy is out here dragging Wanya, and you know how we feel about Wanya from Boys to Men. We don't play about Wanya, okay? I can let Brandy go. I like Monica better than Brandy anyway. So we just let Brandy go. But she's out here dragging Wanya's name through the dirt. Which we not gonna do. I understand the reason why. I'm just saying, I mean, so here's what it is. She's done brought up how at 22 he took her virginity when she was 16. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I think Brandy's like around my age. She's in her 40s now. Not that I don't think you should feel away. If you do, fine. I'm just saying, why are we bringing this up now? Why wasn't it an issue back then? Why wasn't it an issue back then? I'm not judging you. I don't, or him. I don't think I don't think he's enough of a pedo. Well, it depends who's listening to me to say this right now on how you, because in today's society, it's sometimes the opinions are just ain't real life. This ain't real life opinions. But anyway, yes, she was a child and he was an adult. Yes, I agree with that. It sounds like it was. See, I'm gonna jam myself up talking about this. I'm gonna jam myself up. I guess here's my issue about it. Why now? Why are we bringing it up like 30 some years later? Why wasn't it an issue back then or any other time between that? Why are we bringing it up now? I need to know. I mean, if are we throwing Wanya in jail? Is that what we're going to do after 30 some years? Is this the point of it? I don't even understand the point of it. I don't know how it just like. I need to do my research and see how this came up. Did she do an interview? Did she just like decide one day like, hey, here's a post talking about Wanya? Like I don't understand. Unless this has just been torturing you your whole life and really bothering you. I'm not sure why it is a topic of discussion at this moment. Now, I by all means do not condone adults with children. Obviously, if anyone fucking says it, like I'm like, no, I would not want a 22-year-old with my 16-year-old. Okay, I just don't understand. Why didn't you bring it back then? And you knew her parents knew. You knew her parents. Were they dating back then? Say, I didn't even know they was ever together. Were they dating back then? And because back then, in the 90s was a different time, and that's a problem with like younger people these days and people that do all this, whatever, getting rah over shit. Not that it was some things that were doing was right or wrong or whatever. It's just that 90s was a different time. But you can't tell me if they were actually dating and the parents knew. Like, what are we talking about here? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't. I guess my biggest issue with it, is what are we trying to do, Brandy? What are we trying to do? Talk to me, but please don't move because Wanya he's up here and you know depending on who you talk to, like, but for me, I don't know, whatever. This month is poetry month, and the last episode I read a little bit of poetry, and I kind of like that, So I'm gonna do something else. And then we're gonna talk about it. I guess my thoughts behind it. But since it's poetry month, I want to do a little something. So I actually have a full finished piece here that's actually been posted on my Substack for a while. That I'm gonna recite, and hopefully I don't fuck it up when I recite it. But we're gonna do it, or maybe I'll just cut back, edit it so it sounds like I got it right the first time. Either way, we're gonna do it. So this is called Watching You Read. So let's get to it. Pardon me while I put my poetry voice on. I want to experience you in your element, free from the prying eyes of the world that treat your beauty with only second glances as they pass you by. They know not what they see. I'm talking finding the comfort in your own skin, hair wrapped in a scarf while the sunshine from a window graces your face, acknowledging that it is the only makeup that need be worn. Curled up on the couch, being held by your own inner peace, with book in hand, rubbing your feet together as to soothe them after walking this world of chaos, and now you are calm. This is where I see you. Fixing my gaze with an admiring eye as you open your book and I inspect the table of contents of your character. Thumbing through the pages to find your place all the while, this setting has been bookmarked long before. For you it is a pastime, for me it is observation through the lens of intimacy. Reading each one of your breaths, translating to a language I am not yet fluent. Luckily, conversation is not needed. As you read each passage, time slowly passes and I remain passive in hopes I stumble upon discovery of every facet of your personality. Until then, I dare not encroach in this space you have built for yourself. It is yours and yours alone. This is your tranquility. This is your element. I am but a meager voyeur to the natural beauty of it all. And I just want to watch you read. I'm going to take a moment because I got that shit in one take. And I'm so proud of myself for that. Because most time, if I ever do shit like that, I fuck up at some point. But I got that shit in one take, and that sounded pretty good. I hope it sounded good on the playback, but that sounded pretty good. Because I'm not gonna listen to it. It sounded good coming out of my mouth. I'm just saying. But let's talk about those words. The basis of it is basically, and I think a lot of men feel this way. As I'm talking, I'm trying to think of if I've ever touched on this subject before on the podcast, and I may have, because I be forgetting shit sometimes. But the base of it is that finding I feel like I talked about this before, finding the sexiness in the most women in their most comfortable setting. The most comfortable setting. I think that's the sexiest thing ever. When they feel no need to be so performative. They don't need to dress up. they don't need to feel the need to put a lot of any. I don't like makeup in the first place. I'm not a big fan of makeup. If you do throw some on, maybe a little something light. I'm not a fan of it anyway. So just being around the house, comfortable in your own space and then in your own skin, like the way I see you, and you make maybe you the way you have make a certain face that you don't know you make. And I feel like I've said this before. Have I said this on the podcast before, or have I said it to somebody before? I don't know. We're gonna keep it moving though. That's the basis of this. Is just stripping everything away. Stripping everything away. To the point is all it is you and, say, a hobby, or just taking some time to be free of all the judgment in the world. And somehow still find that sexy as shit. In that moment when I shouldn't, when I shouldn't be judging in that way, like that's so sexy. Like just to see like I said, hair wrapped in a scarf, and ain't too many white women gonna do this. This is for the black women, okay? This is for the black women. But hair, like, that's sexy to me. That is sexy to me. It's just you're just relaxed and not worried. And everyone loves getting dressed up and feeling like they look good, knowing they look good, and going out and getting that attention. But it's not sustainable, and no one wants to be just fucking judged all the time off their looks. And it's funny I'm saying this because that's exactly the kind of thing I'm doing when when they're females not dressed up. But it's not just that. It's the it's watching a female, someone you care about, watching a female enjoy a pastime or just any amount of time, just sitting there, just being, not a care in the world. There's something sexy about that, and I could watch that all day. But no, that's what that piece of those kind words I wrote is about. It's just, rather than dressing up and going to see you dressed to the nines, I'd rather sit across from you while you enjoy a book. And I just admire everything going on. A little face you make, gestures you make, a small little laugh, just enjoying your own time and enjoying yourself. That's attractive to me. See, this is them grown folk shit too. Because the young boys out here, they want to see you, dressed like whatever out here, but not I. I feel like that's too much pressure. I wouldn't want that pressure on a female. I feel like society through the years has already put enough pressure on females to be a certain way, be a certain weight, look a certain way, dress a certain way, just always judging and wanting to be something. I don't want you to be anything but what you want to be. I want you to be comfortable. That's what I want you to be. I want you to be comfortable. So yeah, that's kind of what that was about. That piece of poetry is about in this fine poetry month. But I think I'm going to have to just keep. I might just keep doing this because I do enjoy sharing what I've written. Because I don't share very often. I do have it posted, but now a lot of people see it and whatnot. So I might just keep sharing through the month, and then maybe we'll stop. When until I run out, or need to write something new or whatever. But yeah, And I guess we'll end it off. I'll give a few minutes to the Tiger Woods thing, okay? Because we know Tiger Woods flipped his fucking vehicle again. I don't know what's wrong with this man. I do not know what's wrong with this man. It's like, see, this is all, when these things happen, you always look at it and you're like, see, this is the problem with having everything. This is the problem with having everything. Because you always seem to run in these issues, such as being drunk, or I think he was high on pills, but whatever. But and it's almost as if you're not accepting the consequences of what you're actually like. Oh, because I have everything, I'm worth 1 point whatever. He's worth them like in the billions, I think. That's the crazy thing about it. Like I'm broke, but I'd like some money. But I also, having money is like I just need enough to live. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, people say, hey, when you win the lottery, and people always want to win the lottery, and then they start buying all kinds of bullshit, right? If I won the lottery, let me tell you what I do. If I was still married or whatever, then I would just pay off my house. But this house is getting sold, so it doesn't matter now. But buy a modest house, very modest. I don't need a lot. No one needs fucking mansions and rooms and bathrooms and shit. I don't need that's a modest house, something nice and paid for. Got a little yard. A modest car. I do not need something that's really like eccentric and out there and over the top. So people are looking my way when I ride down the fucking street. Fuck that. Something to A to B. Give me a little Honda, a Toyota, some light. You know what I'm saying? Something that's attractive, but I like it, but it's an A to B joint, and I'm still going to work, throwing the rest of the shit in the bank. You know what I'm saying? For a rainy day. And you just live life. When you have everything though, and you can just willy-nilly spend it and it's nothing. These type of things happen. And I saw that apparently one of his phone calls he made after he wrecked, he dates some Trump girl or some shit like that. And the Trump girl in the Trump family, I think. He called President Trump. Man, you know what? We're going to get him the fuck out of here. I think the golf world's already turned on him. But either way, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this because you know what? To be honest, it is not that interesting to me. I don't give a shit. I mean, I love golf and I love Tiger when he played, but he'd be on some bullshit. So anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. This has been the JC Weekly Podcast. I appreciate everyone that's listened or watched, and please comment. Anything I've said here, reach out to me. I'll go ahead and tell you the TikTok is JC Weekly Talks. Instagram is JC_Weekly. YouTube's JC Weekly. And just reach out to me. Tell me what you think. Let me know. Give me some comments, and I enjoy that. I want the back and forth. So it always allows me to see different opinions, and I appreciate that. So until next time, peace.